BSV's new network access rules have been released by the BSV Association, and I think it provides significant clarity for miners and other people involved in BSV network operations. The opinions expressed in this video are those of Ty Everett, the individual, not, of course, those of the BSV Association or those of Project Babbage in this context. I'm just speaking for myself here. But I wanted to make this video to show my support for the network access rules because after reading them, I think it provides significant clarity. Now, miners have a legal framework in which to operate. There's a clear understanding of their duties and rights under the network access rules, and it's in line with the original vision for Bitcoin as set out in the 2008 Satoshi white paper. Long and short, I think the network access rules are mainly covering the mining network, the network of nodes who are engaged in Section 5 activities pursuant to the white paper. This is to say, the ones that are actually receiving transactions, assembling blocks, propagating those blocks, and expressing their acceptance of other people's blocks by engaging in proof of work, building upon them. And so those entities obviously need to have a way to coordinate among themselves, and they need to be able to do so in a way as the network grows that is clearly defined and where there is dispute resolution procedures in place, as is talked about in, I believe, Section 4 of the NAR. There's things like digital asset recovery that are now possible thanks to this clarity. So it sets up the kind of legal building blocks that can be used to enable digital asset recovery. And I think digital asset recovery is a significant and important thing that hasn't really been explored within blockchain as of yet. Conventionally, the person who owns something, right, is legally able to recover it if it is, say, stolen, right? If someone takes something wrongfully, you can get it back, right? If someone steals the keys to your car, and if they then take off with your car, it doesn't mean they own the car. However, if someone steals the keys to your Bitcoins, if there's no legal process in place, because we're operating under the assumption that, say, the wrong assumption that, say, Bitcoin is just above the law, then, well, the keys are kind of the end-all be-all, and if someone steals the keys to your Bitcoins, well, then I guess they just stole your Bitcoins, and there's nothing you can do about it. But the NAR provides some clarity on this matter, enabling a framework to emerge in which, if a court finds that digital assets are kind of wrongfully taken, or if they're held outside of legally sanctioned means, meaning your ownership isn't actually, if you don't legally own something, maybe you stole it, maybe you got it from some proceeds of crime, then now there's a way to kind of put a stop to that, right? Now we have the ability for courts to sort of enter judgments that provide for the ability that say, someone loses some digital assets because a hacker steals them. Now the courts can order those assets to be recovered and brought back into the control of the rightful owner. And so that kind of thing is really important because if we're going to create financial infrastructure on top of BSV, then we need a way for it to comply with court orders. And there's a lot of utility in creating financial infrastructure on top of BSV. You can reduce transaction costs with respect to asset trading and the tokenization of digital assets, the registration of those assets on a distributed ledger. There's significant benefits to everybody when that happens. But it's going to be very difficult to obtain legitimacy in the eyes of the holders of those financial assets and those who wish to trade them if you tell them that you better hold on to your keys because otherwise there's nothing we can do. So now there is something we can do, right? Now we have these network access rules, and they enable you to have a framework where you can go to court and you can get a judgment, and that judgment can allow in this case, the BSV Association to enter a directive that kind of lets these node operators know that these assets can be, for example, frozen and then eventually reassigned. So I think there were like 4 categories of assets, or 4 categories of directive that kind of the BSV Association might issue to node operators who are operating under these NAR, these network access rules, and those are I believe it's freezing UTXOs so that they cannot be spent in transactions until further action happens. It is reassigning UTXOs once they have been reassigning frozen UTXOs so that they can be returned to, for example, their rightful owner. And then I believe there was the rejecting of blocks that do not follow rules, and then controlling to actually blacklist and whitelist node IP addresses, meaning that for nodes that do not follow these rules and who are not compliant to these rules, they can be kind of removed from the network for non-compliance. This is extremely important because it enables the benefits of distributed ledger technology without the need to kind of exist in this lawless space, this Wild West space where we've been for really the past 15 years. So it's a huge step forward. I just wanted to make this video to kind of review what the NAR does and kind of what I think about it. I think it's really great, and it's deeply necessary, as I said on Twitter. There's going to be a lot of people who don't understand it first or don't agree with this, but we are moving forward as an industry. This is the way that Bitcoin becomes a mature technology, a mainstream technology, acceptable and usable by everyday people who just want to be able to benefit from the things that it enables without the need to kind of exist outside of legal sanction. And I think the average person wants to exist within a legally sanctioned and legally compliant environment, where if something, for example, gets stolen, we're able to return it to its rightful owner. So yeah, in summary, the NAR is a set of rules that was produced by the BSV Association. Big shout out to Connor. I think you're doing great work, and this is really cool. So the NAR enables the association to kind of it sets the rules for network access by node operators. It says if you're going to mine, if you're going to be part of being a node, you have the right to compete for block rewards. You don't have a right to block rewards. You have to compete for them, and you have to have your blocks accepted by other nodes who are following the rules. But it provides clarity about what the word honest meant in the Bitcoin white paper, and that way there's not ambiguity about kind of when you do bad things, your blocks might be orphaned or question mark, right? What might happen? It's like now we have these rules that provide some clarity and some guidance for node operators and miners, and bring legal legitimacy and mainstream appeal to the BSV network. So it's really huge. I think it's a really great thing, and there's a lot of technologies that my company is working on as well that are going to enable that stuff, and we look forward to participating in this regulated ecosystem that is compliant, because that's the way that technology matures, and that's the way that you get recognition and legitimacy by the mainstream. So thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Of course, this is going to be a little bit controversial among some people, and I understand that. I would encourage you to read the NAR and to think about why it might be necessary in order to make Bitcoin a mainstream technology. And if you don't think that Bitcoin should be a mainstream technology, then that's your opinion. But Bitcoin it's been around for a long time, and I think there's a lot of people who are ready to see this become a mainstream technology. So thank you for watching. I look forward to reading all of the comments on this video, and I'll see you guys on the MetaNet. Over and out.